Hello! Due to copyright strikes that we cannot dispute and have failed to fix, this particular episode of Best vs. Movie will be brought to you as an audio drama. Sorry about that.
Hello, and welcome to the Best versus Movie. Over the years, people have often wondered who would win in a fight between so-and-so and such, as you can probably tell already by looking at our channel, among others. But sometimes, they go so far as to make an official movie of this sort of thing.
Usually, they're actually kind of garbage, because making crossover fighting movies is difficult. However, with this series, we're going to try and find the diamond in the rough of fighting movies.
But before we begin this long journey, we need to set up a few rules regarding what we consider a versus movie. The characters must be pre-existing, and from different franchises. The characters in question must have some form of conflict, preferably a fight, but we will let other forms such as chase scenes slide.
And the title's gotta be versus, not X, slash, or meets. Anyways, since not all of these are good, we'll also be ranking them based on entertainment value, satisfying fights, and if there's an actual winner.
Because fights without winners are cop-outs! Oh yeah, and this is a collaborative effort with Ribbit Theater.
Hello everybody, pleasure to be here, and I look forward to looking into some of these masterpieces.
Poor naive Ribbit.
Hello, and welcome to the Best versus Movie again, and today we have Detective Conan versus Lupin the Third, a movie that we think might two movies that we think might actually be good to break the mold of all the other double features.
We've got like a Batman vs. Ninja Turtles thing going on here, where we actually think it's going to be good this time. We forgot to inform you guys last episode, but this is a double feature.
Yeah, this is a double feature.
It's because there are two things called Lupin the Third versus Detective Conan. There's like a TV special, and there's also a movie, and yet they're both feature length, so
yeah,
it works.
Confusingly though, for the movie, they just call it Detective Conan versus Lupin the Third, the movie. They don't call it like 2 or something. No.
It's part of a series.
Wait, it's actually Lupin the Third versus Detective Conan based on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so usually we start our order of these characters in the previewing with Ducko, but I think we should start with Ribbit since he's the one that knows the most.
Oh, okay. Detective Conan and Lupin the Third are two of my favorite pieces of animated media of all time. Both for sure make it into my top 5 favorite anime. Detective Conan is like my favorite anime, in fact. I've watched like a bunch of the movies. I'm like halfway through. I'm several hundred episodes into the show. I own a lot of the manga, played a lot of the video games, stuff like that. Conan himself is like a great character. He's one of my favorite protagonists, for sure. I've known about Lupin for about the same amount of time, because back when I originally I got into Conan, Ducko sent Lupin the Third, and he's like, "Oh, this guy did a crossover with Conan." Hey.
Sounds just like him. It's uncanny.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But getting into Lupin was actually a pretty recent thing for me. But all it needed was the Castle of Cagliostro, which is already one of my favorite movies like of all time. To like
Castle of Cagliostro.
It's like the second Lupin the Third movie. It's made by Miyazaki, the guy who made like My Neighbor Totoro, I think is what it's called, and Spirited Away. Yeah, that was like his first movie. So there you go.
Good.
That's all it needed for me to really like it. But I've also watched a lot of the shows, and I watched another movie called like I think it was like Farewell to Notre Dame, something like that. All of the main trio in Lupin the Third are just like really good characters. I especially like Jigen. He's my favorite of the bunch, but Lupin's really good as well. But I do like Conan a bit more as a character because he isn't a perv like Lupin, so that gives him a bit of an edge.
I take offense to that remark. I mean, I feel like Lupin would at least have enough standards to not like Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bond. But anyways.
I think both Conan and Lupin would be big fans of that movie.
No.
they don't. After this movie is done, all said and done, they're gonna sit on the couch and just flip it on and go like, "This is funny."
I hope not. Wait, never mind.
I guess for a side note, Lupin the Third has some of like the best music I've ever heard in any anime. Like it's really good music. Conan has really good music too, but Lupin's music is like fantastic. Really good music.
Oh, good.
Should I give my? Yeah, I'll let you guys go before I give my predictions on what I think the movie's gonna be like though.
Ducko, go ahead.
All right, I'm aware of both of these I'm aware of both of these characters. I know they're classic anime manga characters. Detective Conan is an adult detective trapped in a kid's body, and Lupin is a thief with cool, funny vibes to him, and they both have their respective crews along with them. And I definitely know Ribbit likes Conan, and I like his reviews of the movies. I should probably get more into them, but there's a lot to go over. It's like, I think both are like longer than One Piece.
Lupin is from the 60s, and he's still getting episodes made to this day, so that should put into perspective how long it's been going on.
Yeah, and both are also basically named for a book series that are their spiritual ancestors, Conan being Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of the Sherlock Holmes stories, and Arsène Lupin being another gentleman thief. I might not have pronounced that right, but whatever. You may note that he's named Lupin the Third, so in fact he's directly related to that guy. So ends my brief history lessons. Now we go on to Max.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have paragraphs like Ribbit and Ducko do. I mean, okay, I really like the looks of Detective Conan and Lupin, but I've never seen, I don't think I've seen anything of them. I know that Ribbit likes them a lot. He made reviews, and I've seen his reviews for the movies, and I'm interested in the movies now via seeing those.
Thank you both.
I like the concept for Conan, just like a grown-ass man in a young kid's body. Although something tells me at this point that the kid body should already be the grown man again. It's been going on for a while.
Yeah, he's got Ash Ketchum syndrome.
Yeah, I probably like Conan more than Lupin, although Lupin seems cool. I like detective stuff, but I also like thief stuff. They're both pretty good. This is really quite the contrast, because usually I'm the one talking the most when it comes to these previewings. I usually know a lot, but now I'm neutered.
Yeah,
I don't have any power anymore.
Something that I think might make you relate to Lupin a bit more is Lupin himself inspired like a lot of aspects of Persona 5, and I know you like Persona 5. So.
Ooh, I do like Persona 5 a lot.
Yeah, you know the scene. You know the scene where Joker's running along the wall with all like the lights on him.
Yes.
That's directly inspired by Lupin's most iconic pose. So there you go.
I like that.
Thought you were gonna say he would relate to him because they have similar haircuts.
What the fuck does that mean?
Lupin does not have a haircut like Max.
I've got like a bowl cut thing. Well, not even that anymore. My hair is growing out. I've got weird girly hair now.
Oh well.
Don't worry, Max. You're not the only one in this endeavor.
Yeah, Ducko is known for growing his hair out.
Yeah.
I actually have longish hair right now, but anyways.
Oh,
we're
I didn't say that with knowledge.
We're a long hair group.
You guys wanted to predict.
Oh, right, yeah.
I predict one of the famous lines in this movie is going to be... there. I don't remember. I don't remember what I said.
Say it, you coward.
I forgot the stupid line I said before this call.
It was about cockroaches. You step on one cockroach.
You step on one cockroach, there's bound to be a couple more on the horizon. That line will be said in this movie. I bet my life on it.
Oh dear. Don't.
And then the
bet
bad
your
guy's gonna be
life
like, "Wow, I'm a very tough cockroach."
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're
Why do you
dead
predict this? The quality of these movies.
I predict that this is going to be one of these. I don't know if both of them are, but at least one of these is going to be my favorite movie because I love the Ninja Turtles, probably on the same level as Conan, but. The thing is that Lupin and Batman are the other characters, and no offense to Batman, but I like Lupin a lot more than Batman because Batman.
You're saying this on Batman Day.
Yeah. Sorry, Batman. Sorry, Batman.
Well, it's for context. We recorded this on Batman Day.
Yeah. I've already established in a previous episode that I don't like Batman nearly as much as I used to, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
certain other people have ruined it in some aspects.
Well, yeah. Oh, for another
He still
prediction-
shines through. He still shines through with his good stuff.
Oh, yeah. I predict that while I am rooting for Conan, I think Lupin is gonna win. Like, because they aren't gonna have Lupin get arrested. They aren't gonna have
That'd
that.
be quite the bold ending, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because Lupin has managed to escape the police for like, crap. I can't do maths. It's at least 50 years.
Many times.
At least 50
many
years
times.
by now. Yeah. So I think Lupin is gonna beat Conan in the end, but.
Aren't they making a new Lupin movie?
Yeah. Coming in December, they've got like a fully CG movie. And
I saw the trailer for it and it looked really beautiful.
It looks really nice. But
I'm excited for that.
I guess
Although I don't think I'll be able to see it.
for my final prediction, I think that this is gonna actually be a really good versus movie, but only in the context of Lupin and Conan themselves. Because those two don't fight much. So the issue is that I don't think they'd be able to do a versus movie in the same sense as like Batman versus Ninja Turtles. So I'm gonna go into it with that mindset and grade it on that as that kind of versus movie.
I believe similar to how Ring vs. Grudge was more of them being themselves fighting.
Yeah.
I think Conan and Lupin are gonna be more like themselves when they fight, like doing mind games or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they do that? Okay, good. I don't want to be inaccurate because I don't know shit.
I mean, it's a thief versus a detective. I think it should be pretty easy to tell what's gonna go down.
Yeah, has Lupin ever punched kids? I'm sorry.
I hope so.
Lupin has shot people.
Okay.
He's ended lives, hasn't he?
He's never shot a kid though.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Lupin only kills if he's
Alright.
directly threatened, and Conan has a strict no-kill code, so neither are gonna kill each other. That's for sure.
Okay, I have.
Ducko, you said
I gotta go do the prediction. I predict the special and the movie will both be of good quality and will probably rank highly compared to a lot of the list. I predict its main competition to be Batman vs TMNT and Alien vs Predator, the first one. Requiem remains towards the bottom for me, though now I know it's not the bottom of the barrel.
Requiem is so epic.
I'm currently
No.
unsure as to where it will end up ranking, although I do know it's guaranteed to get any spot higher than King Kong vs. Godzilla. It's basically guaranteed with the characters. Ducko, that movie sucked! No one liked King
Wait,
Kong vs.
I thought you were
Godzilla.
talking about Requiem for a second.
No! Yeah, Requiem's we're gonna boost it this episode, by the way.
No.
Look out for that, guys. Okay, alright, now we've talked, we've given you guys our previewings, but now it's time to actually view. So we're gonna watch the TV special first, we're gonna come back to you, then we're gonna talk about that, then we'll go watch the movie, and then get back to you after that.
I'm very
Alrighty.
excited. Bye, guys.
There we go, bye-bye.
See you.
Alright guys, welcome back. We just got finished watching Conan vs. Lupin, the first one, not the movie yet. Although this was a movie basically. It was like an hour and 40-something minutes.
Yeah, this was a movie.
But I think even despite it being rather long, I really liked it and had a fun time.
This was, for sure, my favorite movie so far. Without question. For me, anyway.
I think even for me, even though I know more about Batman and Ninja Turtles, this was my favorite movie out of all of them so far. I really like Lupin and Conan. I'm actually really interested in Lupin stuff now. I do want to see Detective Conan stuff, but it is intimidatingly long.
That's why I say the movies are usually the best place to start.
Yeah,
generally.
I really liked Lupin the Third. That was really nice. He had a lot of good moments in this movie, although he was a bit of a pervert. But
Yeah, he got a toilet thrown at him for it though.
Yeah.
I like how goofy he was.
Lupin was a big old goof in this movie. They had fan service, and I know that this doesn't mean much to Ducko and Max, but they have the Detective Conan and the Lupin the Third transition sequences from like Lupin the Third Part 2 and modern Detective Conan, and that just put a big old smile on my face.
The music in this was really, really good.
Both franchises have really good music, so...
you said in the previewing that Lupin has really good music. So
yeah, Lupin especially.
Sort of cemented that.
Lupin has a lot of, like, jazz.
The plot to this movie was like Garfield 2, Tale 2 Kitties, Big City Kitty. Except that it wasn't at all, but there was a part where the princess and Ran, they switched places.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like Big City Kitty.
To put it in a term that I think more people might get, it's...
Parent Trap, you're right. Parent Trap. It's just like
Oh
Parent
my
Trap.
god.
But I think it was a really good movie. I liked the mystery, although it was little hard for me to comprehend because it was subtitles and I had to read a lot of it, and that got me. I'm more used to just hearing dialogue.
Conan was really well handled. Basically, all the main characters from both series were well handled, except I'd say except Goemon. Goemon didn't got like fucking.
I
two
do
lines.
wish there was more Lupin stuff because it seemed
agree.
like Conan was the majority of this film.
Yeah, this was a very Conan central movie, I'd say.
But when Lupin was on, he made the most of his screen time. I really like his disguise at the end.
That was my favorite part of the movie, I'd say, actually. Conan and Lupin like working together, but like
I
Lupin
like the part
messing
where
up.
Conan meets Lupin. I like the part where Conan meets him for the first time.
Conan and Lupin, when they were together, were probably my favorite parts of the movie, actually.
Which is good. I kind of wish there were more scenes where they interacted, though.
Yeah.
A lot of the scenes they were in the same room, but they didn't talk to each other.
Yeah, they were literally like not in the exact same room, not like. Not
They were like right next to each other, and then word said, "Oh, they're the same."
Yeah, they were at the same table.
Look how similar these two are.
Yeah.
Oh, I really I keep forgetting his name. What's the guy with the spiky beard? The guy who's
Jigen.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Jigen is my favorite Lupin character, so I'm glad you liked him.
He was really good. I like the princess story. I like this little story of her. It's sad. Sympathetic.
This is the first movie that's had a sad moment that genuinely made me sad. A lot of the other movies have kind of failed when they've tried to be actually emotional, but this one succeeded, so I give it props.
But okay, if we have to go to the next. Oh wait, are we done? Are we done with entertainment value?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
go into satisfying fights, I guess.
Okay, so this movie was so good. But it
pains us to admit that Conan and Lupin don't really fight.
Yeah.
It's not. And there is a chase scene, a small one, but it's not with Conan and Lupin. It's with Conan and
Fujiko.
Fujiko, yeah.
And that was cool. It was one of the most. It was probably one of the most visually pleasant. If we take it if we look at the. It was short, but it was visually really nice, but it was a chase scene, and...
I mean, chasing, that makes sense as for, this movie when it comes to versus stuff.
I guess it
should have been Conan and Lupin, but they didn't really meet.
Yeah, it still feels weird that Lupin...
He couldn't have chased Conan.
Lupin is a thief, and yet...
I think... I said this before we started recording, but I think this movie, I think to some degree, being a versus movie might be to the detriment of being just a good movie. Yeah. Because I think if they had Conan and Lupin chase each other, it wouldn't make sense for this story. They have to meet towards the end.
It especially wouldn't have made sense for the story if they had Conan and Lupin fight, and that's why from the very beginning I went in going, Conan and Lupin are not going to fight. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to view. If it's going to be a versus movie, it should be a thief versus a detective, not Lupin pulling out a gun and trying to shoot a kid.
Still, though, the quality of this movie makes up for some of it, for its lack of verses. So it still gets it decently high, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, this is not a versus movie. This is a Conan mystery with Lupin involved, which is still the highest quality as just a movie that we've seen so far.
And that also means that there was not really a winner. They both basically just stopped a guy from blowing up the place.
Yeah,
They didn't even stop that. They just escaped it, and then there were like casualties.
Yeah, from the very beginning, I was certain, Lupin's gonna escape. Lupin's gonna escape Conan. That he didn't even escape Conan. They were hanging out at the end. So.
Well, at the very, very end, he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm Lupin the Third."
Yeah,
and credits roll.
See, Conan didn't even find out Lupin's name until the last line of the movie.
Conan and Lupin seem to like each other. I like their interactions together.
Yeah.
I feel if the second movie will actually get more of them competing against each other, which will make it a better versus movie.
Yeah.
But obviously, we agree that it's a good movie.
Was it a good movie? It was funny.
The best movie so far, in my opinion. I liked it more than Batman vs Ninja Turtles. I mean, I like the Ninja Turtle stuff in Batman vs Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But the Batman stuff was.
Let me put it this way. Good. That movie was a better versus movie because it had the characters from each universe actually fighting, and like it was you got more what you expected from the title of Versus, but this was a better crossover movie because both franchises were
respectable.
They were respected throughout. You never got the feeling that Conan had the upper hand over Lupin in terms of how the characters were. Or vice versa.
So where does this rank? I would say in like 4th place probably.
3rd or 4th, I don't know.
I don't know if it's okay. It's definitely better than Freddy vs. Jason in terms of being a movie. But I really think the versus stuff in Freddy vs. Jason is too good for it to pass up.
I get
the fighting is they use each other's weapons. They get brutal.
Yeah.
They go into Dream World and the real world.
So
There's so many interactions.
I guess
each other.
I guess I'm also just thinking Freddy and Jason. The only thing that was like in my mind was like Freddy and Jason didn't have nearly as much screen time as Conan and Lupin did in this movie. From the very beginning, Conan and Lupin are in this movie. They are the main characters.
I think Freddy vs. Jason has an excuse in the fact that those characters, Freddy and Jason, aren't main characters. They're villains.
It's the sort of movie humans. It is.
They need humans to tie them all together, which is excusable. And while it's not a better movie, I contest that it's the better versus movie.
Yeah. I'd say this would be 4th. I cannot stress enough though. This is a better movie than the 3 above it. This is.
Ducko, what do you say?
This is the best movie, but I would say it is like the 4th as a versus movie. Like I know we said like a lot of it doesn't qualify as a versus movie, but like it's.
I mean, just its sheer quality alone pushes it up on the list.
It's too good to like rank below a lot of things.
I mean, I think its relation to Ring versus Grudge is that both of those movies have really weird ways of going about their fighting. And while I would say that Conan vs. Lupin's fighting is less than Ring vs. Grudge, it was just better in quality enough to match it. And it was a good crossover of both series.
I think we need to remember the best versus movie does have movie in the title, so we can't just say which one had the better versus. We still got to mark it
on being a movie as well.
Yeah, or else the entertainment value and was it a good movie wouldn't even be there.
So that's why I would say it's better than Ring vs. Grudge, but not better than Freddy vs. Jason in terms of being a versus movie.
Yeah, which is actually a little bit sad to me because I was hoping that I would have enough to at least maybe have it rival Batman vs. Ninja Turtles, but I guess not.
Now, from what I hear, though, the next movie actually has more versus stuff. So
I hope so. I really hope so.
We'll have to get to you guys next time when we're done watching Conan vs. Lupin the movie, which will be in a couple seconds for you guys.
Yep, see you on the flip-flop.
Put that cookie down now!
Alright, guys, we just got done watching the Lupin vs. Conan movie, and we really liked it.
That's an understatement.
It was really good.
That is an understatement.
I think I actually liked it more than the previous movie we just saw.
Yeah.
I was expecting to like the first one more, but with prior knowledge of both. Because I can see why you would like the original more, because it it existed within a smaller bubble, I guess. It didn't have many Conan characters. It didn't have many Lupin characters. It focused on the main ones. But this one took advantage of both universes way more, I'd say.
This was so visually stunning.
It was such a
There
beautiful
was this really cool
movie.
scene where you could see, like, the adult version of Conan.
Yeah.
Like a shadow of him.
Yeah, he goes through, like, a mist, and then it's, like, a shadow of Shinichi, and then he goes back through the mist, and he's Conan again. That was such a cool
The
visual.
lights and colors were really appealing. I like the scenery, the location of this movie way more than the first one. I really like the scenery. And Conan and Lupin actually interact more in this.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a crossover between Conan and Lupin than the previous
And
one was.
I would say they're actually opposed to each other in this movie as opposed to the first one.
Yeah, their interactions were everything that as a fan of both franchises, Conan and Lupin interacting was everything I hoped it would be. They were entertaining. They bounced off each other really well. They both like had a friendly but also like somewhat serious rivalry. It was perfectly done.
It was actually funnier than the first one. I actually found it pretty funny a lot of times.
I laughed a lot during this movie.
I found both movies funny, but I
Yeah.
think this one is funnier.
Yeah, this one really made me laugh a lot, especially the after credit sequence. That one like the after credit sequence has Lupin like trying to steal something, but then he finds that it's been replaced with a card from Kaito Kid, and he stole it first, and Lupin's like running away, and then they tease us by saying, "Oh, there's going to be a Kaito Kid versus Lupin movie in 2020," and then Conan comes in and says, "It's a joke, all right."
The emotional moments in this movie are really good.
Yeah.
Like that depressed kid. I was making jokes at the beginning because it seemed to me like he was gonna get bumped off, and that was gonna be the mystery.
Yeah.
It's because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to die." So I was like, "Oh, he's gonna die, isn't he?"
Yeah.
But then later, it looked like he was gonna kill himself. He wasn't actually going to, but that was a sad scene, and it made me feel bad, and I didn't want it to happen. And luckily, he got out unscathed. He was okay in the end. But this movie builds tension well. It's really good at that.
This movie has some of the best action I've seen in any of these movies. It's definitely, I'd say it's maybe second to TMNT versus Batman in terms of how in terms of like the animation. I think it looked better than the first one. In terms of how like entertaining the fight scenes were, then they were like Freddy versus Jason levels, I'd say.
No, okay. And in terms of satisfying fights, again, it wasn't a direct fight, but they contest against each other.
There was a lot more direct conflict between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not to mention, the movie did like the original movie outright didn't have Lupin or Conan like do anything remotely close to fighting. This one had Conan and Lupin embark on like a really intense chase scene. They held each
other at gunpoint.
Yeah, they held each other at gunpoint. They embarked on a chase scene, and
Conan he figured out Lupin's plan.
In a movie called Detective Conan versus Lupin the Third, I expect more the detective finding out what the thief was doing, and they had Conan explain Lupin's plan, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's what went down, and that Conan is able to like pretty much stop Lupin from whatever he's trying to do. Although they did become, basically, they were on the same side towards the finale, but that's to be expected. They're reasonable guys.
Yeah, this is, there isn't much to say for satisfying fights, but, like, the fight scenes that were in the movie, they weren't always between the Detective Conan and Lupin characters. They were really well animated. Especially,
there were scenes of other Conan characters and other Lupin characters interacting.
I think Goemon had the best animation fight-wise in the movie, where he slices a bunch of times, and then like these people, I think they were in like tanks or something. I can't remember. Like they completely fell apart and all their clothes fell off. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that went down. It was such a fun movie, and it was so visually stunning. And so many good moments. The winner was probably Conan, I guess. Nobody really. Conan just foiled his whatever plan he had.
Yeah, I guess if we're going off of like not like who won the fight, who won like the detective versus thief story, Lupin did not succeed entirely, and Conan ultimately did have the he foiled his plan, basically.
I liked a lot of Conan's jokes about Lupin's.
Yeah.
He made jokes towards Lupin that I found funny.
Yeah, I liked it when Conan was like, "This was finding out your plan was basically child's play," and Lupin was like, "Hey, come on, Goemon and Jigen tried real hard on that plan."
I liked that.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it a good movie?
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Very good.
tell.
Well
I
animated.
think it's the just like last time. It's now the best movie I've seen so far on this entire series.
Yeah, you guys don't know, but I geeked out a bunch during this movie because they had fan service as well. They opened the movie by having Conan, like Lupin and Conan movies start in a particular way, and they have Conan explain Lupin's characters and Lupin explain like Conan's backstory, which is how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I also gotta
Stuff like
say,
that's
the
cool.
music is right back to being awesome again. It's still just as awesome as it was last movie.
Yeah.
I think with the good versus stuff and like the objective quality of this movie being just really good, I would call it the best versus movie.
Yeah.
At this time, I would call it better than Batman v Superman. Batman versus Ninja Turtles.
Batman vs Ninja Turtles was really good, and it had more direct fighting between them. But unlike Batman vs Superman, this movie made Conan and
Batman
Lupin.
versus Ninja Turtles.
Batman vs Ninja Turtles. They've made both sides seem like formidable. They weren't just like, oh, the Ninja Turtles, they're so weak in comparison to Batman.
Yeah,
who is epic.
It was just better to both franchises.
Yeah, I mean, sure,
the
Conan.
Ninja Turtles were still good in that movie.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
were still good.
I guess Conan did say that finding out Lupin's plan was child's play, but like.
I mean, he seems like the kind of guy who would say something like that.
Yeah, it's because Conan's a cocky little shit.
I really liked Lupin and Conan.
It just
even more in this.
Yeah, it just seems like both franchises were given the respect they deserved. There was, like, you can feel the passion.
With respect, good movie, and an actual like conflict between the two main characters that makes sense for the characters given, I would call it the best versus movie.
This is I agree. I will rank this at number 1.
Ducko, how about you?
I'm sorry I didn't say as much, but you guys like had a lot. I didn't want to stop you guys. You had a lot of enthusiasm and all that.
Sorry, Ducko.
Anything I would say, I would just pretty much agree with you guys. And
I'm sorry.
nah, it's all right. But I could give us. We pretty much agreed that this is the best one so far.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I was hoping for that. I was hoping for Conan and Lupin to pull through.
Although, to be fair, there are 2 more options on our list that could, by all means, sweep Conan vs. Lupin off the board.
We have 2 episodes left.
Since we already kind of fumbled around, you guys want to just reveal the next 2?
Oh, yeah, I guess,
Alright.
Okay, well, directly next is, The Grinch's the Cat in the Hat. Now, bear with us. Bear with us.
Yeah.
We know it's not a movie, and we know it's 22 minutes long, but we need to fill the 16 slots. We have some issues.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the Grinch fighting the Cat in the Hat. Okay.
Yeah, he
Grinches him.
Shuffled
He
some
totally
things
fucking
around.
Grinches him.
We had other movies planned, but then we were like, okay, let's make Conan and Lupin a double feature. Replace the other double feature we had. We need another movie.
As you guys can tell by our slip-ups, we after Grinch's the Cat in the Hat, we are doing Batman v Superman as the final episode.
Yeah.
Of course.
So look forward to that. Although we're not particularly looking forward to that one.
I am not looking forward to that.
I'm more looking forward to seeing my Grinch go on his Grinchy adventures. I've been advocating for this episode for like the beginning of the series, and now we finally get it.
That Grinch! That psychopathic Grinch!
So catch us next time on Best vs. Movie, where we talk about the Grinch's the Cat in the Hat.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time.